We have all fallen down the rabbit hole of ghost stories, conspiracy theories, alien encounters, etc., etc. But what happens when the simple curiosity to solve a mystery turns into a viral curiosity that is literally contagious? Hey there, creepy peeps. Have you seen Monolith yet? It's the latest film starring Evil Dead Rise darling Lily Sullivan, and it's written by Lily Cooper. This new Aussie thriller is the featured directorial debut of Matt Vesely, and it follows a journalist who has a new job in the form of a podcast about hoaxes and conspiracies when she receives an anonymous tip about mysterious black bricks that have been appearing to people all over the world. Her investigation into the bricks lead her to believe that maybe there's a potential alien thing going on, and she becomes obsessed with unraveling the mystery of these bricks as a potentially career-defining moment. This is a minimalist psychological thriller about obsession, guilt, and the viral nature of a good spooky story. And I mean viral both in the metaphorical sense and the literal sense. I like how they portrayed the way the spread of a conspiracy theory story or like a true crime story or a scary story in general on YouTube, on podcasts, whatever have you, can sometimes do more harm than good, because sometimes misinformation gets spread and sometimes it causes people to become obsessed with these stories to the point that it disrupts their daily lives. We see this through our podcasters, played by Lily Sullivan. She was recently canceled, for lack of a better term, for a story that she had done previously where she misrepresented information. And that is a super important fact as she becomes obsessed with this story about the black bricks. She learns about from an anonymous tip that she runs with without really checking on where that information is coming from until it's too late. So she's holed up in this very big, very nice, very isolated house with these big windows everywhere. The setting gives both a very lonely feeling and the feeling of being watched at the same time, which is very true of our nameless main character who is trying to salvage her career with this podcasting gig. So she definitely feels like all eyes on her for her next career move, for sure. As she falls deeper into this story about the bricks, she starts storyboarding her evidence on the windows, like literally portraying how this story is taking over her life and surrounding her. The camera frequently frames the podcaster in wide shots so we can see the full scope of this huge and empty house. She's alone in the house and there's no neighbors that we can see, and the way the shots are framed definitely show this. You can tell how alone she is. I will say though, the idea of a podcaster specifically alone in a house for the entirety of a movie isn't the most visually interesting thing. They try to make it more interesting with lots of close-ups of Lily Sullivan reacting to the stories and close-ups of the audio recordings of these faceless people the podcaster is interviewing. But she spends most of the movie talking to people that we never get to see, which may start to become uninteresting for some viewers. But I think interest can be salvaged because of the black bricks. They're a really interesting antagonist, as it were. It's such a simple object, definitely mysterious in its simplicity. And because it's so incredibly simple, you as the viewer can really put whatever interpretation you want onto what the bricks represent. Do the bricks represent the podcaster's guilt over things she did in her past? Do they represent our society's obsession with conspiracies, true crime stories, and the like? Or is it more literal and the bricks are some sort of alien technology? And honestly, the mystery of what the black bricks could be definitely held my interest through the movie. And before I realized it, I was more than halfway through the film. So in that sense, I think the pacing was really well done. Like, despite the isolated setting and the fact that we don't really go anywhere else geographically, the movie moves along at quite a quick pace. And the movie does leave you with a few questions. I won't say whether or not you truly find out what the black bricks are, but the film leaves plenty of space for viewers to have their own interpretation of events. So if you've seen the movie already, I would love to hear your theories on what it all means in the comments. If you haven't seen Monolith yet, I would definitely recommend it to anybody who likes more cerebral thrillers. And while this isn't that much of a slow burn, it has some slow burn tendencies. So if you're a fan of slower thrillers, I think you would enjoy this as well. so far this year, 2024 horror is not really disappointing. You can check out my recent review of Lisa Frankenstein if you want to hear about what else 2024 has to offer us in the horror genre so far. And I will see you on Friday with a new video. Until then, stay strange. Bye.